that video ended there, but my phone ran out of battery and I had to plug it in again. Now we are here, and let's get to, as I was saying, the interesting part. But before that, let me show you something. You see that tube over there seems a little bit grayish, a little bit more dirty than every tube else. If you look closely, you can see this is the ant's bathroom, and I actually enjoy it a lot that they're doing it in a tube, because then I can just deattach that, get it cleaning, and put a new clean one in the while. I just have to have two tubes with the same length, and I'll be able to always keep the nests fresh and clean. Also, yeah, the outworlds are not that great for cleaning because, as I was saying, I overdid them. Now, to the interesting part, as I was saying, the ant setups built by hand by me. Everything you see here was built from zero, from nada, nothing, by myself. So I'm pretty proud of them. First up, I think it will be this one right here. This one houses another Campanodus. They have this is an acrylic box with a kind of a little balcony here. I built using hot glue to secure the acrylic sheets. Now the substrate is a very fine sand, and I use this sand in a lot of setups. It's really great. It's made for lizard enclosures, and it comes in many colors, and it's great for ants as well. Now here you can see some false plants, a little bit of false moss over there. This one I keep very barren, because what shines here are the color of the ants. You can see I have protein over there, honey, and water. They live in this test tube for now. They're a kind of new colony. They have about 3 weeks with me, and you can see the amount of jelly they have already eaten or drinked. You can see here, and then let's see if I can focus. There, you see there, bright yellow, and inside the nest, it don't seem that bright yellow because of the reddish acrylic I put around it. You can see the queen if you pay close attention. It's the darkest one, and you can see right here that single ant. I hope I can let me focus. Wait, if I focus on her, because she's really beautiful. Come on. It's focusing on a colorful jelly behind. Let's see right here. No, please. That's the problem with having the balcony being transparent. Yes, see? She's cleaning her antennae. This here is a cotton, a bit of cotton plugging an entrance to the outworld that I'll be using if I ever want to attach a nest to this outworld. Focus, please. Come on. Yes, okay. Okay, this is very simple, and I would love to show you more of the ants. There you can see the queen. You can see her gaster, her big gaster. There, you see her, the little one going down the wood. She's probably gonna get a sip of honey or protein, and then go back to her sisters. Now, next up, I think it will be wow, so bright. This one right here. This one actually houses a colony I bought from you, and let me show you. This one is also very overdone, but that is because I found a lot of stuff that would contrast with the yellow ants I brought from you. You know what I'm talking about. It's Pseudolaceous simulus. Oh, by the way, this here is Mesobarbarus, very common in Portugal. That over there is Campanodus trunctatus. Right. I'm really bad at pronouncing these. And here, Pseudolaceous simulus. This nest I built myself using red cement. Got too much light. No, then there's the blue light. I'll shut it off. Off. Nice. And now the white. Ooh, Jesus. Ooh, sweet Jesus. Okay, now you have a better look at it. It's made with red cement with a bit of sand on top and an opening with baby powder and alcohol. So it provides a very good ventilation. See, they have a hole right there and a hole to the outworld right here, so it has a very good ventilation. They are currently camping. This is very hard to get a peek at. Up here. I'll just show it to you in a bit. You can see the queen there. She has one major worker and two minor workers. And they are camping right... This isn't focusing. They are camping right next to the hole up top. I think they find this to be too moist. Let me show you the condensity. There, you see it? Now here I have a thermometer here and a moisture reader. Now the temperature is too low because it's getting dark at night, so I turn off the AC. Now back at everything again. Where's the control? Oh Jesus! Aha, here it is. Now I can turn on the LED lights. Let the phone get used to it. And I'll explain to you the outworld. The outworld consists again of an acrylic box, hot glue, a balcony to have more area. Focus. It isn't focusing at all. It's focusing on the acrylic sheet. I'll film it from the top. As you can see, it has some moss. This moss is actually living off the moisture of the air. That branch over there is dead wood, of course, and some protein and honey here, right next to the entrance of the nest to the outworld, so that they have easy access to it. I hope they can find this. I don't know if they can. I'll probably just be putting some up here, which is closer to their camping site. Tell me what you think about this, because it's a very small colony and I kinda feel like I precipitated myself with putting them in such a big enclosure. You can see this, every box of acrylic I have here is 25 centimeters by 25 centimeters. This one is 15 centimeters high, tall. I don't know. That one, this one is 25 centimeters high, and I'll show you the measurements for the others in just a bit. The light, guys, I'm sorry, it's really bad, so the camera is having a bad time focusing on everything that's going around. Let me try to... okay. No, more stuff. Now, this one could be... yeah, this one there, I have 3 more to show you, 3 more setups. This one is very interesting. As you can see, I find it to be very beautiful, with that big log, kind of coral-ish formed log. There they have honey water instead of sugar water instead of honey, protein jelly, and they live here inside this moss. Now this, I'll put the camera right up to the acrylic. It is focusing. Is it? No, it isn't. Okay. Then I'll try something. I wanted to show you the ants. They are very, very beautiful. I can see them with my own eyes right now, but the camera isn't picking anything up. Let me see. Focus. I'm so bad at filming, guys. I'm sorry. You see right here within the moss, there is a Formica raptifomica colony. I'd show them to you, but I don't really want to poke the moss with a stick, because I can be killing the queen. stabbing her, so really not what I would do right now. So this is a very interesting way to having ants nesting. I just water the moss down, it leaves off of that moisture, and so do the ants. And it's very clean, actually, because the moss eats the garbage. And very cool as well, because a big colony will be seen here. This is a small colony. They have about 10 workers, the queen and 2 slaves. I think they are Formica fusca or Camponotus something. One of them is Formica fusca definitely, the other one I'm not really sure. And they just walk about as if they were from the Formica raptis, Formica queen. They are slave maker ants. You know this of course, but well. They're very cool, but they're a very small colony now, and you can see they eat a lot. I got them the day before yesterday, and they have already eaten a lot of protein jelly. They eat a lot of protein. I really like this Formica colony. They're a very big Formica, very red, bright red. I love them. And during the day, I'll often see at least one worker always running around. You see, before I got these new colonies in the new setups, the only thing I'd be seeing in the outward would be very, very rarely a Camponotus rufipes, these guys, one of them running around, or what I'd see is a Mesa barbaras. Since there are so many there, I estimate to be about 50 or 60 and maybe 100 ants, because they actually set up small camps in here and they live in groups to collect seeds for a while. So there might be more ants than just in here. And I often see them going around the setup, going through the tubing. There, you see, there's one there actually now, and it's the middle of the night. So she should be in the nest. It's their diurnal. Sorry. By the way, guys, I'm really sorry about my mistakes, my errors. I'm Portuguese. I'm not English. Okay, sorry about that. Now, next up, these last 2 colonies. You know them. I bought them from you. Let it focus. Focus, come on. This is one of the most beautiful setups I own. Also handmade, I hope. Please, come on, just focus. Focus on it. Jesus. Let's see this. Let's try this angle. Focus. Nice. You can see it's very cool. The branches. This is. I found a lot of these branches in a gardening store next to my home, and I use them every time I can use them. So here, as you can see, I have a big tube that enters there at the back of the terrarium and weaves upwards. This is so if I ever want to connect a nest to their setup. Now, this is my setup for the Mamica rubra colony. You can see them right there. These ants I bought from you guys. And actually on the left corner you can see one foraging right now. During the day I'll often see a lot of them doing this, like about 10. They are the most active ants I have ever kept. Here to the left, there's another one right there. You see her? They are so pretty, so active. One here. See, it's because of the glue, you can see her very well. Now here I use that sand I talked to you about back when I was filming the Camponotus, the yellow Camponotus species. They have, of course, the protein jelly, the honey over there. They are in a 25 by 25 by 25 centimeters acrylic box with a slight slope here so that I can work on their outworld more easily. Of course, they have a thick barrier of baby powder and alcohol, so they don't escape. You see, they are housed in a test tube for now. Focus, come on, you were doing so great back then. Nice. If you look very closely, you can see the two queens I have here, the ones I bought from you, of course. They are very quiet when they are inside the nest, but when they are outside, they are very, very attractive to look at. They're just moving about everywhere. It's really, really fun watching them. And it's just a small colony. I hope they grow to be a big and interesting colony of European fire ants. Oh, by the way, I have been stung by them already. It's not that bad. It's very, very weak. It's not. It's almost the same as a honeybee, European honeybee sting. So yeah, not that bad. I'll be soon getting a Solenopsis geminata, and those guys, they hurt a lot, I think, and I'll have to take very care when working around them. But for now, these guys, they are like the perfect colony. Just very, very fun to watch. And by the way, I hope you like the setup. As you can see, I love the branches and the sand. It's so cool. Also, the moss I use here is the same I use in the Pseudolaceous simulus outworld, and right here in the Formica Raptiformica terrarium I also use a patch of it right at the back. You see, I often use these artificial plants right here, right there, right here there's another, there everything is artificial, but this moss is actually living off the moisture and it's very green. I love it. What more? Oh, by the way, these guys were very easy to transfer from the test tube. They came into this one. I just flickered them out with my finger, no problem. They were out, and in seconds they were in this clean test tube I provided them. And you can see, but there's a big bubble forming at the back already. They're very, very angry and hungry, famished, and I don't know. Sorry. Now here to the last setup, and actually a very sad one because it's the one I wanted, the Phaidole colony that is dying to live in. Now they are dying, they are queenless, but they still think they are a colony. They are setting up camp at the back there in that test tube. And I don't know what I'll be doing with the ants. They will die, of course. But I think I can let them live their own lifespan. And then when they're dead, I'll let the other ants come in and I'll clean everything up before, of course. Now this outworld is the best I have. I think it's my best work so far, with exception for one big project I have been working on that I'll show you later. I hope that one you'll love it. Now here I use a red sand that I also use in the Pseudolaceous simulus colony. As you can see, there are a lot of dead ant bodies all over the place, and I get really sad looking at this terrarium. But guys, isn't it just like very, very beautiful? Look at the branches, at the color of the sand, the mosses. Yep. So this colony will be living out the next 1 or 2 months, Jesus, until they die out. Or I don't know. Give me some ideas if you have them, or if I can. If I introduce the new Formica Phaidole spathiera colony here, will they be joining them, or will there be war? because if there's war, of course I don't want to risk the new queen, but if they join them, it's good because they can contribute to the growth of the other colony. And now there aren't much of climbers, except the small ones. The small ones really like climbing this up, but the big ones, they really don't climb. Now this is very great because you see the sand is red and the miner workers are brownish, so they don't really stand out here. But when they get to the top, or to the edge of the logs and they're climbing up, and they are in contrast with the white wall behind them, you really can see how many and how fast, how cute they are. Now if you look down, the only thing you will see moving are the big ones, the major workers, the big-headed guys. And right at the right corner, in the middle of the screen, you can see a small one. But it's very hard to spot the small ones, I'm telling you. Now this is it. This is what I have. It's this setup right here. I keep 8 colonies for now, but at the end of the month I will be keeping 8. No, 8 I keep now. At the end of the month I'll be keeping 10. These guys, Mesobarbarus, Camponotus, Rufipes, I don't know, Pseudolaceus similus, Formica raptiformica, Phaidolui pallidula. I hope I don't let them die. Camponotus truncustata. Jesus, I'm not even going to try that. Mamica rubra, Phaidolui again, and I'll also be keeping Solenopsis geminata and Polyacidives. Now, Polyacidives, I have a big project on that. The Solenopsis geminata will be housed in a similar setup. Now, Polyacidives, right here, you can see I have this box, and I'm gonna open it up, and you can see it has a substrate. This is a mixture of sands. It's orange, it's yellow sand from this enclosure, the one I had left from here, and the one I had left from this enclosure. I mixed it up. I made orange sand to the bottom of their setup. Now this is a lot of sand. I don't usually need even half of these to do one of those, but I'll show you why I need that much in a bit. I also need something else I have hidden somewhere around my room. Maybe, yep, here you can see I have the leftover branches, the leftover moss, have seeds, protein, moss, coral stone, more acrylic if I want to do more setups, sticks. This is grout, and these are test tube tubing, sponges, and everything I need for my end subs. This is cement, tubing, rocks, volcanic rocks. There at the back there's more sand, test tubes, and right here I have